What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and I know it looks like I'm in a hotel room just living it up, but truth be told, I'm still dog sitting. But on my dog sitting visit, I'll tell you this much. On that brand new Walmart Done With You store, I got my absolute first sale, so I'm super fired up. I know you can't tell. We're going to go into my Walmart Done With You store and show you what happens when you use the power of our listings to get sales on your two-step Walmart store. So I'm fired up. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. All right, so here we are on the back end, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's going on. As usual, I do have my email below if you want to find out more about the Done With You option as well as the Done For You. Obviously, the Done For You is full-on automation, A to Z. You get everything done for you. But Done With You is more or less we work together. So I kind of explain that as this video goes on as to how that's working out and how it's done with you. So the software that I'm using to help eventually automate the entire process is Ecom Circles. So I've talked a great deal about Ecom Circles. I even made a video that shows how to sort of set up, and I talked about the positives about it and the negatives about it. I will say this much about the software in general is I'm in constant communication with one of the creators of it, and he has been watching the videos and he's agreed to some of the things that I talked about that needed to be improved upon, which I'm going to pull up here on my phone, which namely was really one thing so far that I've seen. And him and I talked a great deal about what had to happen and what should be happening. And that is there's not really any tutorials, at least as of yet, but he said that he is going to work on those tutorials. So let's talk about the sale here in a second. You can see that it was actually 2 orders right here. It shows right in the center. But that's possibly the only downfall to the software thus far. And essentially, when you set up this software, there's 4 steps that you set up, and it kind of guides you when you log in. It usually guides you when you don't have that set up. So you can see that I have it set up right now. So there's 4 things that you've got to do. You've got to connect an email so that you get emails on the back end here. And you'll see that I'm still very clumsy with this thing because I haven't actually used it that much. So here's the emails because we just started. So you notice that I got a bunch of emails here from the email address, so I can pull them all up here on the dashboard so that I don't have to be checking the other email address. So that's what we set up. The other thing that we set up is connected to the API of Walmart. Obviously that needs to be done. And then the other thing that was set up, is a couple of the things. You had to connect to the repricer, which is free until January 1st. It's included in the subscription. After January 1st, then it's going to be an entirely separate product. So you'll see that I've enabled that. I can log into the repricer itself, which if you want to find more about the repricer, it's just repricer.ecomcircles.com. But I'm right here on the repricer. You can see that right now my store is at a measly 21.75%, but that's going to happen when you're brand spanking new. So you can't expect to have all these buy boxes immediately, which is an entirely different subject on this video. If you don't know what the buy box is, then you really are a noob. So I don't explain that anywhere. This channel is meant more for people somewhere in the middle of the road. It does not have buy box. 6,700 listings and competition below minimum price. Total listings we have is 88. We do have some unpublished. We do have 1,868 that do have the buy box. So again, we got our first 2 sales, which is awesome, and obviously expect to get many more very soon. And so that is the biggest complaint that I had thus far, which I don't think is a big one. They haven't really advertised this full blown, and so it's understandable. Walmart's been up and down, so it's kind of understandable that they haven't done it. But now as a result, the great news is they will be doing it. So you'll see my progress on this store from A to Z, from us having to fulfill the orders, because again, it's done with you, and on the way up to full on automation. So that's the terrific part. The videos that they're going to be adding will start to get added eventually. And as I said, it kind of guides you steps 1 through 4 when you first start out. But let's go ahead and look back over the store. We already kind of looked at the listings. We saw that there's several thousand, so approximately 8,000 total listings. And the repricer is on, which is good for us, which means that we can be competitive. And as time goes on, as we fulfill orders, as we sell more products, and as we make sales, Walmart will reward us by allowing us to win buy boxes more often, which is very similar to the way that Amazon works. But each platform has their own algorithm for doing so. Now on to the fulfilling. So we've got a couple of different options. We got 2 sales, and now we've got to fulfill these orders. So if we go back to the dashboard, we can see that there's 2 sales. Now we're at the point where, fantastic, we got listings on the store, we got some sales. Now we have to figure out the fulfillment process, which is fairly simple. If you look at it from a overview, a huge like overhead view, is we've got to go buy the product from Amazon. We have to have it shipped to a warehouse and or residential place that we can allow that many packages to arrive at. Then we got to repackage it and ship it out to the Walmart customer, which is easy enough. We do have some time to fulfill, so we did set up our shipping templates, which was one part of the whole step that you've got to do. You got to set up your shipping templates so that you have enough time to be able to ship that product out and the person to get it in the time that you told Walmart that would happen. So that helps keep your metrics in play, particularly your valid tracking rate. We are going to have a valid tracking number, but that's still another entire step. So we'll get to that once we get the package here at our physical location, which in this particular study or case study, we are doing it out of an apartment that allows for multiple packages. So what do I mean by allows that? I mean, it's not a high rise, it's a standard residential apartment, which just goes to show you that those people out there, they're like, oh, Liz, I can't do this. I've got an apartment and I can't get that many packages. I live on the 3rd floor. Quit your bitching and whining. Get out there. I'm doing it from an apartment that is on the 3rd floor that the UPS guy is going to directly come to the apartment. So lucky for us, there is an elevator if needed, but if not, fuck it. We're going to carry those packages 10 times up and down the stairs if we have to. It's only 3 flights, people. It'll at least help you get in shape, worst case scenario. So that's going to be a whole other thing, how we fulfill them once we get them to the apartment. So we're on the step right now where we will physically be buying those products on Amazon.com, having them shipped to the apartment, and then we will show the next step after that and how that's going to happen. So a couple other things that I've thought about as looking over this. I haven't had a chance to talk with our team yet, but today is we've got to warm up a second Amazon account. What I mean by that is having one Amazon account, and I mean an Amazon Prime buyer account where we're going and purchasing these products from, isn't enough. We've seen in the past with standard Walmart dropshipping stores and even some of these 2-step dropshipping stores that are legit, you can go through some of these, they can get suspended. Amazon can shut that buyer account down. So what we've got to do is we've got to prepare ourselves for the event, or in the event that will happen. Notice that I say will. I'm not saying the chances that it will. It is going to happen with 100% certainty, because if you're in this game long enough, you learn that you can never escape things like that. They will always happen with 100% certainty. So we have to be prepared, and we have to have that account at least warmed up so it could quickly take over for anything that we lose. So that's going to be a goal moving forward next week for that. And the second thing is seeing how this works along the lines from an accounting perspective as well as spreadsheets. I haven't had a chance to poke around here to see what it shows with profits, with where the products come from, stuff like that. So that might be something that we need to potentially create additional spreadsheets that are on Google Sheets and or Excel that do get shared and passed around. Or since I said I was brand new to using the software, there's a possibility that software does everything for you. I just haven't had, like I said, the chance to poke around. And this just kind of shows you guys as well how I learn things. I shoot first, aim later. So I'm in the thick of things. Now I'm at a point where I'm under a bit of pressure because now I've got to take it to step 2. I've got to order things and I don't know what the hell's going on. So I know there's a lot of people that are out there like, holy shit, Liz, I can't believe you're not prepared and you don't know what the fuck you're doing right now. Yeah, that's facts. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but that's the best way that I learn. And I feel that a lot of people limit their ability to do anything because they're scared shitless to try something because they don't know what the steps are. And they're so busy over planning shit that they never get into the thick of things and never get the fire lit under their ass to have to do something and figure things out when they happen. So let's say I don't know how to do something, then obviously I put my money where my mouth is. I go out there and I pay somebody to help me figure it out. I don't care how much I'm paying for learning the first few steps. Even if I got to pay somebody consulting a couple $100 for 1 hour to help me figure this shit out, that's fantastic, because guess what? I might lose money at first, but eventually at some point I no longer need that help where I'm stuck, and I know what to do moving forward. And that is terrific, because that's when the real money gets made. So now I'm at the point where, fantastic, I'm ordering shit. It's coming to the apartment. We'll take it from there after we have the stuff in hand. And then I will go ahead and document that and tell you what other problems we came across with. But other than that, my email is below in case you want to know more about this done with you option and or the done for you A to Z automation, full-blown scope of things, do everything for you, because you don't want to do it, right? That's if you have disposable income. But email is below. And also, remember, my team is the one that will get on create the listings for you. They'll send you the listings. If you want that option too, my email is below as well for that. But I will keep in contact with you guys and let you know what happens on the next step. And let me know below what questions you might have regarding all this. I'll be more than happy to share my experience as well as any tips or tricks where I can help you make this nice and smooth. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.